So big things are happening to YouTube in 2020, which could cause thousands of your favorite channels to shut down. But what does that mean for Comic Island? Let's discuss. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Comic Island. My name is Joey, and we normally don't make videos like this. We normally stick to the subject of comic books and superheroes and whatnot, but this is such a big thing that is happening in the YouTube community that I just have to, well, speak out about it. Now, if you don't know, this is involving YouTube, Coppa, FTC, content creators, and of course, yourself, the viewers of the platform. Now, before we continue this, I just want to say that I'm not a lawyer. This is just my opinion and everything that I've collected from watching just I don't know, tens of hours of content on the Coppa issue, plus that 45-minute of the guy saying it's easy to catch content creators like us, like shooting fish in a barrel.
Oh, the analogy that I think of, imperfect, is the expression about shooting fish in a barrel.
So Coppa, which is the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, which actually was enacted back in 1998, and its whole goal was to prevent children under the age of 12 from giving out personal information online to prevent, say, predators and whatnot. And as a father of two young girls, I'm down with that. The FTC, the regulation body that basically enacts and enforces all of this, is finally turning their eyes towards YouTube, and YouTube is in a lot of hot seat, which they've of course settled for $170 million. And now YouTube being fined that much, their goal is not to be sued, and they basically moved all the responsibility onto us, the content creators. And there's just so much wrong in all of this. I'm frustrated as hell. This new regulation basically hits so many different content creators on YouTube, a lot of them from small to mid to big. Now, we're considered small fish in the grand scheme of things. We're only like under 200,000 subscribers. Basically, any content that is alluring to young children under the age of 12, you are to click a button that says my content is made for children under 12. On the opposite end, there's content that's made for basically anyone over the age of 13, and that's a big problem, because now there's no middle ground, there's no gray area. Channels like myself talking about comic books, from my analytics, it shows that all of my audience is over the age of 13, because that's the youngest that they give me. I've added up every single age group, and it shows I don't have anyone, none of you guys, watching my content who is under the age of 12. But there lies the problem. I don't think the analytics is true, and YouTube doesn't care because they don't want to be responsible to be sued. Now, due to the nature of our content, I have to assume that a large portion of you guys are under the age of 12. If you are, that's okay. You gave us our time, watched our content, and I am blessed. But because of that, I have to mark my videos, the selected ones, as basically for kids under 12. That means no more community tab, no more end screen, no more just a plethora of features that is gone. The whole purpose of me starting this channel, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years ago, was so that I can build a community with you guys, so I can chat comic books with, because, well, in reality, I don't have a lot of friends that read comic books and understands the big backstories of all of my favorite superheroes and even the B class and the C class characters. So that means no more comments, no more community tab, AdSense revenue, since it won't be targeted anymore to anyone in specific. That is basically out the window. So our main primary way of earning something from all the content we create, me and Arden, is from AdSense. Secondary will be Patreon, but that's just a small slice, basically. Our main thing is AdSense, and once this is removed, we gotta ask ourselves, is this still viable for me to spend the time to create the content that I love and connecting with you guys? But back to Coppa and FTC and YouTube and all that good stuff. So months ago, YouTube went to all the big toy companies like Hasbro and Mattel and those other ones, and basically gave them stats and analytics of how much basically kids under 12 watch YouTube. YouTube outed themselves. Holy cow. That means now, as a content creator myself, if I am to violate their new terms of service, which I need to click on that little X mark button and say that my content is for children under 12, of course I lose all my features. And if I don't do that, I can continue to connect with you guys in the communities tab, in the comments section. But if the FTC dictates my channel being for children under the age of 12, I could get fined as a content creator and the owner of the channel $42,530 US dollars. I live in Canada. That's like $100,000 here. And that's per video. That would bankrupt and cripple any small channel. So my best guess is they're not interested in small channels like myself. So I'm gonna assume that channels under, I don't know, say 200,000 subscribers, we're gonna fly under their radar, but the risk is too great to take. My guess is, since this governing body, the FTC, if they want to make a big impression, they're gonna go after all the big nerd channels out there, the ones that are over 1 million subscribers, the PewDiePies, the gaming channels. This is basically almost the death of every single nostalgia channel out there. I collect Funko Pops, so think of all the toys and collectibles channels out there. They're such a small niche, but they are in trouble as well. All the gaming channels out there, the family vlogs, everything that's nostalgia based, it's all just out the window right now because no one knows what's going to happen. The laws is still very unclear. YouTube's reply after making the statement that all of these changes needs to be made, their final reply is, if you don't understand this, seek legal counsel. Well, what about the channels like the small ones like myself, where it's not viable to have legal counsel? Well, we look at the YouTubers that are online right now on YouTube, and this is what they have to say.
Listen, I'm a social media lawyer. I've read through these factors multiple times, and I can't even tell what they mean, let alone give advice to creators about whether or not they factor in favor of kids' content or not kids' content.
The problem is that creators and even experts don't know how to define each of these factors or how to weigh them appropriately.
So before, YouTube was a safe space for anyone from all walks of life, anywhere in the world, to voice their opinions and basically have a presence on the internet. All you need is a decent recorder, camera, an internet connection, and you're good to go. This amazing platform gave a voice to introverts, the LGBTQ community, and all minorities, and lest we forget, it gave us a fellow Canadian, Justin Bieber. But now there's no more general audience. It's either black or white, under 12 or over 12. That's it. So all the content creators that works in the middle ground, we don't know what to do right now. And the FTC is going to do a sweep of the whole platform, and they explain it as shooting fish in a barrel.
And YouTube is the barrel, and the content creators are the fish.
You know how big YouTube is, sir? That's 400 hours of content uploaded every minute. That equates to about 17 days of content uploaded in that minute. YouTube gets over 30 million users per day. That's 1.3 billion active users per month. That's almost 5 billion videos being watched every single day on this amazing platform. But how is this gonna affect us moving forward? Well, the quick answer is no, we're not gonna click that this channel is made for kids under 12, because honestly, it's not. Some content is, and I really try hard to not cuss and swear and to make it PG for the general audience. I've got comments from you guys, from a father and his son, that says they've cozied up to our videos back then when we used to do complete stories, and that's how they spend their family time together, to watch our content. I've also had a message from a guy in the hospital that said this content brought him through the depression of being in the hospital, and he was entertained by the stuff that me and Arden make, and wow, that's just, it feels good to hear that kind of stuff. So moving forward, some videos will be made for kids under 12 because the risk is too great for me to mark every single video for kids under 12, or the opposite is my channel is not for kids under 12. Some of these videos are, and it should be easy to see, because if you look at this guy, this is the Batman who laughs. He is creepy as hell. This guy is just too gory. The scenes that DC comes up with, pushing the envelope on how this guy maims and butchers his victim, is just not right. But for the older audience who can appreciate this, it's pretty cool. He is the best thing to happen in a Batman's life for the last however long, because I'm just digging the Batman for the last right now. He is not for kids under 12. So if you are someone under 12 and I have content that talks about sexuality or gross violence, just know that this content is not made for you. It's made for an older audience who can actually understand and appreciate this artwork that DC Comics and Marvel Comics has made for us. So what should have happened? Well, Netflix has Netflix Kids. Why doesn't YouTube have it? Well, as a matter of fact, they do. I didn't know this until recently, but YouTube has a YouTube Kids app. So that's one option. The other option, of course, subscribing to YouTube Premium. There is a fee to it, but there's no ads at all, so we don't have to worry about all this debacle. And option 3, the parents, us, if we give our kids our phone to watch YouTube, then that's us giving consent. So we should be taking some responsibility for that. Now, the FTC doesn't want to take parenting away from us. No, they want to put us in control, and this is their best way to do this. YouTube, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion alone, I think they went about this all wrong. They basically separated, left and right, kids under 12, everyone else over 12, and it's just creating such chaos. But then again, this is their platform, so whatever they want to do, the FTC isn't just going to end with YouTube. YouTube will be under the magnifying glass for the next 10 years or so, but this is all platforms across the internet. So if you are a parent, just understand that if you are allowing your children to watch YouTube and all these other content, then you are giving your kid consent. So what can you do about this? The average person watching a YouTube video and you at home just hanging out. Well, you can't talk to YouTube. They're a company. They are interested in money and not being sued. So that being said, I don't think YouTube will do much when one of us message them or snail mail them. The government, however, the FTC will listen. They actually have a voting poll or a comment section dedicated to hearing out you guys. Unfortunately, I believe that has ended. December 10th, I believe, is the last day that you could write them. And if memory serves correctly, they were bombarded with just tens of thousands of just emails and comments on the new regulations. So that is closed. But the second biggest thing that you can do is just have a discussion with people, your friends, co-workers on this subject, because not everyone knows that the whole YouTube culture is being threatened because of these new regulations. And the more awareness that we spread, hopefully someone can do something about it. But I think just everyone in the community, we are all trying our best already, and I just have to believe that this platform will be around moving forward and things will get better. Right now we're in the center of this storm, the eye of the storm, I think. I'm bad with analogies, but over time, fast forward 5-10 years from now, I have to assume that changes will come and things will get better. Well, I guess things aren't as bad as I thought. A few weeks ago, YouTube just released an update video answering all of the big questions that us content creators have, such as what is general audience and a few other things that I found really helpful. And of course, full disclosure, the video you're watching right now was probably made about a month and a half ago, so some of the information is different and we're learning new things as we go along. It is 2020 right now, and by the way, Happy New Year, everybody. 2020 is a year where we finally see what's gonna happen, and YouTube took the first step to giving us more information. General audience is actually considered 13 and over. That's something I didn't know before. And of course, our content is directed for an older audience. And by the way, yes, this is my hair when there's no product in it. So thank you, Lauren from YouTube, for clarifying a lot of the questions that we have as content creators and as the audience. YouTube is not intended for anyone under the age of 13. Now, according to the video, Lauren says that YouTube is intended for an older audience, meaning that anyone that is aged 13 and under shouldn't be watching YouTube. But with all this new information, this still feels like the death of quality kids content for anyone under the age of 12. And this is still very broad. You got content creators for kids 1 to 4. How about the 5 to 9? And even the 10 to 12-year-old, they all have different interests. And it feels like right now, all of these new content creators that want to aim for kids under 12, it's just not worth it for them anymore. So right now, my best guess is that there are still going to be tons of channels shutting down production, and new channels will feel like it's not even worth their time to start up a YouTube channel aiming at kids under 12. So if you haven't done so yet, check out that updated YouTube video from Lauren. I'll have a link in the description below for you. But the good news is, feels like a little weight has been lifted off my shoulder. I'm still waiting for the ball to drop. Alright, back to the video. I myself have a huge backlog of content that I really want to make. My next video is on 10 things you didn't know about Mjolnir, Thor's hammer, and just tons of Batman content such as the Batman Who Laughs and the current Justice League run right now. It's just so amazing and I want to discuss that with you guys. But we will see where this storm takes us in 2020. But what do you think about all these crazy, chaotic Coppa, FTC, Facebook content creators, yourself? Leave me your opinions in the comments below. I thank you so much for watching, and if you want to support us, check out our Patreon page, connect with me via Facebook, Twitter, and let's talk more about comics. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, if you enjoyed this content, please like the video, click subscribe, that notification bell, and I'll see you in the next video.